yeah, I was looking, thinking, yeah, I could probably do that. But I see my man come in the ring, and I think he was just testing the canvas. He was a bigger guy.
Yeah, your man.
Yeah.
He was trying to tie me out.
Nah, was that him? Was it?
Which one? Oh, which guy?
Oh,
that's the one I was supposed to be fighting.
No, I don't think it was him. This guy had a hat on, and he was coming in, and he was just sort of shadow boxing in the ring before your fight.
How did the fight go anyway? I was supposed to come, man. Did you
I got the win. Yeah, I got the win.
That's all that matters.
That's it. I got the win.
Aaron said, like, if you fight, you'll be fighting guys that size, but
because you're a big lad.
He was fighting himself, so it's easy to fight yourself. Are we good?
Good.
Okay, yeah, welcome to the PIK podcast. Yeah, man, I'm excited. You know, we've got Jamie Barnes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, man. You know, I spoke with Jamie, connected with you last year.
Yeah, last year through Aaron, wasn't it?
No, through Ellen.
Oh yeah, it weren't through Aaron, was it? It was through Ellen, yeah.
She,
because I was watching Ellen's journey.
Yeah. I know Ellen from way back.
And she was watching mine, and then we
got
in the DMs, and we was, you know.
It's funny, you know, how recovery's a tight community.
Yeah, it was, well, it was with Ellen, and I seen what job she had, and I was trying to get into that sort of work, and she said,
she
hit that up.
I met Ellen probably like 5 years ago, and then she was just starting out on her own journey then. I wasn't far in front, and then obviously she reached out to me. I was out in Thailand at the time.
Yeah, and then we had the call, didn't we?
Yeah. And, I think because you were talking about getting into my line of work, and you said you were doing the whole fitness, social media thing.
I was going to go down that avenue of a CIC company.
Yeah.
And then
Did you do that in the end?
Nearly.
Yeah, and because I said, like, you've got a good following on Insta. You got 10,000. I saw, you know, and I was like, just carry on with that, man, because you know that stuff's hard to get. And you've done 10,000 followers in the last year, I think. Yeah. So, I suppose, you know, take us back, and I'll try and jump in at points and pick bits out from the beginning, you know, because you're in recovery from substance misuse.
Yeah.
And you know, how did that kind of kick off? How did you find your way into that?
What, into recovery?
No, into the substance misuse.
Oh, into the misuse of substances. Well, I'd say from teenage years, you know, with alcohol. But I didn't used to see alcohol as a substance, as a drug.
Yeah.
Do you know, until I went to NA.
Yeah.
I just used to think it was a normal thing for everybody to do.
Yeah.
As a teenager, you know, me and my friends would crack 2 cans of the strong stuff, spin around in the fields, lie on the grass, you know.
Just kind of hanging out.
Okay. Having fun. Stuff like that, really, for years and years, till probably 17, 18. And you start going hitting the nightclubs, but it was still only alcohol till then.
Let me take you back there. So, kind of growing up, you know, what was that like? Because I know you're from down the road. So, you know, what was that growing up? Because when we were, how old are you?
37 now.
Okay, so there weren't no gangs when we were kids. They weren't called gangs.
No. Not really.
Not like it is now.
Not like it is now. There weren't like there's just 2 prominently gangs really when I was growing up. Okay. You know.
Were you part of that or?
Nah, I weren't part of none of them gangs. My estate, we didn't have like gang culture, you know. We was more of a family community.
You're Chardin, aren't you?
Now I'm Bromford, I am. Up the road from Chardin.
Right, okay, I know that area is quite a tight. It's a community, isn't it?
It's a community, you know. Things happen around there, but you know there was no stabbings, shootings, and if there was, it was once every 5 years. You know, and it was probably someone from the outside that would come in.
Right, okay, so stuff inside the area was kind of dealt with in-house.
With in-house, you know. If I'm going to be honest, we were fighting the states, you know. If someone needs to solve a problem, you know, pushing and shoving, fighting, that's it. And then it's just done. Then it gets
straight now.
That's it, nips in the bud. You know, you don't have to worry about your life at risk or your mum's house getting run into. You know what I mean? Like how it is now.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic now, man. It's on a different level, man. I'm glad I'm out of it. You know,
It's tough for the kids now, isn't it? It's tough.
Do you know what, man? It's just like, where does it stop? Where does it stop, man? And I know you do some work in. I suppose you kind of a role model now. You're kind of positive.
Yeah, I've just got myself a new job where it's peers mentor, like a support worker out in with Reconnect and the NHS health and justice system.
Yeah, so criminal justice system.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the outreach team with the adults and the kids. So
what's that? Because you know, I did some work criminal justice, and you know, I was working Islington and Camden, and just seeing them kids coming up, man, it's like, have I got the tools for this? Because it's a different world. You know, what's that like? You know, and I suppose it's like, you know what I found? Like, just be myself. You know, and don't hold back. You know, because
we can relate with people from them kind of backgrounds.
Yeah,
that's what I found with my new job now. I can relate. So anything that they speak to me about, I've either went through myself or someone really close to me has gone through it, and I've been there while they've been going through it. So
okay. So what, you're like 18, 19, you said, I think, and substances start to become a little bit of...
It was just alcohol.
Just alcohol.
Just alcohol,
okay.
yeah.
Take me through that one.
You know, most kids smoke a little bit of weed when they're younger as well, but I didn't smoke no weed. And my friends around me used to smoke it, but you know, I was anti-drug.
Yeah.
You know, I used to train, play football, run. So yeah, I'd say I didn't start getting into the heavy stuff, the cocaine, till I was about 24, 25.
Okay, so just kind of out Friday.
I went on an adults weekend.
Yeah.
To Butlins, and you know, it's everywhere. They coke, the pills. It's all bang on it. Everyone's bang on it, and I can remember, because everyone always says to me, "When did you have your first line?" Then, and I can't really remember when I had my first line, but I can remember where I was, and it was an adults weekend.
Right.
And I do remember one of my friends said to me, he said, "Don't have a line of coke." He said, "Because when we get back to Bromford, everyone's banged on coke, so you're going to end up carrying on."
Yeah.
He said, "Have a pill." He said, "Have a pill instead." He said, "Pills are not on the manor like that." He said, "Where would you get a pill from if you wanted a pill? You can't really get. You can order. You can order a pill in, but it's different with the coke. It's just there, right there, and so he said, "Just have a pill." And I was like, "Nah, it can kill you on the spot." So I didn't touch the pill.
Right.
He had a pill. I had a few lines of coke.
Yeah.
And I remember about 7 months later, I seen the same kid that I was in Butlins with, and he was younger than me. And he said, I seen him in the toilet in the pub, on the local pub. He said, "Remember what I told you in Butlins?" Because I was there, busting it up. I was sniffing up in the toilet. He said, "Remember what I told you in Butlins?" And I was like, he was right.
Oh, do you know what, man? Like, I hear a lot of people say, "Yeah, we used to take coke and go out, man." I'll be real. I couldn't get past the spiral, man, at the door. I'll just go weird. You know, cocaine for me was just a weird drug.
That was at your first, second line, or at the start, straight away as soon as you had the line, you'd just be...
Mate, I was just like, but I'll just be totally honest, man, you know, I would just take so much cocaine. Fuck it, my mum's watching, but she's seen it all, man. Man, I would end up in the wardrobe in my boxer shorts watching fucking weird fucking porn.
I hear that.
With a knife.
I've done all just going on all at once. Everything's just going on at once.
I'm not fucking about, man. That's like, I know my mates would be like, "We're going out, I'll catch you up." I couldn't get past the spiral. Because I'd just be like that. And by the end of the night, man, I'm like, as I said, you know, in my boxers.
Out of breath because you're in like fucking...
Sweating. Watching weird porn with a fucking knife. Too scared to come out the wardrobe. You know, and then I just upped the ante and took crack because I was like, I need more of this.
And when you said the lurkiness and all that porn and, you know, the knives and the paranoia, that didn't set in for me at the start, because when I first started taking cocaine, it was all bash.
Right. Okay.
It was stamped on.
Yeah.
You could, and at the same time, I'd only buy half a gram or a gram, and it would last me for the whole night. At the start of my addiction, you know, when it was all fun and games. So 2 lines wouldn't turn me into like a lurk.
Yeah.
But then as the years go by, 2 lines can't even touch the sides.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting in the house or a wardrobe with half ounce just
on your
own, going for it. Yeah.
And so there is like the progressive nature of addiction. Do you know what I mean?
It's all fun and games at the start, and I do tell people that, you know, on my Instagram and people that the young ones, you know, it's because it is fun and games. You do have a laugh. Well, I did anyway. I went to the clubs. I'd have a couple of lines, bouncing around, feeling great, and then a couple of years in. Sometimes it could be everyone's not the same, and for me it was a couple of years in, 3-4 years in, where shit started to change.
I think there's like, you know, and if you're anything like me, and I suspect we, you know, in nature we're kind of similar to, you know, when it comes to addiction. It's like I knew it was a problem way before I told anyone it was a problem. Do you know what I mean?
I was
like,
the same.
You know, like getting in at, you know, or taking my dad's tramadol at fucking 6 a.m. just so I could go to sleep. You know, that's a fucking problem.
I was the same, and I think it depends what your addiction is doing to you at the time.
Yeah.
Because with me, I always used to think someone with an addiction was someone on the streets, never had nothing, you know, they've got no money, they're all the drug dealers, they've got no car, they're homeless, and they're just... And I used to think that's what addiction...
Yeah, that stereotypical image of a junkie, let's say it.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And with me, because I had a car, had a business, I had a missus, my kids was well looked after, I was well looked after, I always had money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I didn't owe anyone anything for anything.
Yeah.
So when people would even say, like, you're going a bit heavy on it, these people that are telling me that I've got an addiction, I'd look at them and think, well...
I don't look like that.
I don't look like that. And at the same time, I used to think I was in a better position than them.
Yeah.
So how can they tell me that there's something wrong with me?
Did you lose all that eventually?
Eventually I did,
yeah. So
yeah.
Because I know what that's like as well, man. You know, it's like I'm giving it away.
But before I lost it all, I did know I had a problem before I lost it all, and that's when I went to AA meetings.
Yeah.
Because I never used to think I had a problem with cocaine.
Yeah.
Because did I used to think I had a problem with... I'd had a problem with cocaine, but I would never sniff cocaine when I was sober.
So it's like, if I deal with the alcohol, I'll deal with the cocaine.
If I deal with the alcohol, I'll deal with the cocaine.
Yeah.
So anytime I got sober off alcohol, the cocaine would be gone.
Yeah.
So I went to AA, and that was strange for me, you know, because I went to an AA meeting on my area, and I was just like, this is not me, this is weird. I was hooded up, making sure no one sees me going in here, you know, because I didn't want no one to know that I had this issue, you know. Even though I knew I had it, I'd rather not let everybody else think that I've got it.
Yeah, I love AA. You know, my sponsor's AA.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 12-step NA, but I do drop into AA every now and then because you get some gold in them, man.
And I remember the guys who were saying down there, look at your car outside, Jamie. And he knew I had a shop down the road as well.
What?
He said, have you been listening? I said, I've been listening. He said, you'll lose all that. He said, if you don't keep coming here, you lose all that.
And he was right.
And he was right, because I stopped going. That was in 2022. I stopped going to my AA meetings.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I knew he was telling the truth because of the shares that was happening.
Yeah.
From the shares that was happening and the way I was moving, I knew if I didn't stop drinking and taking cocaine, I knew I was going to lose everything. Even more, I thought death or life in jail. I knew that was
institutions and
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I could feel it coming. You know, my lives were running out. My 9 lives were running out. So that's why I was there.
I know what that feels like, man. That powerlessness. That's what we would call it. I just can't stop, no matter what. And I just know I'm going to lose everything.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I didn't have much in my using, but it's my kids. I was looking at my kids thinking, I said this today actually, maybe today. yeah, I remember, man, I just was using probably crack, walked upstairs to get into bed with my then girlfriend, who must fucking hate me, you know, for what I put her through. And I just remember stopping, looking at my kids, no carpet on the floor, no, you know, real fucking neglect.
Yeah.
And just thinking, man, this is not enough for them. I'm going to lose them. Almost better to lose them at that point in my life, because I just, yeah, man, and I just couldn't stop. And tomorrow morning I'd get up and go and use again.
You knew that you was going to use it?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, it was, you know, and even though I was losing my kids, man, I just had no power over that stuff.
See, I felt a little bit different to that, because I used to go, before I went to sleep, I'd tell myself I'm not gonna, and I felt inside myself that this time that you've said you're gonna stop now, you're gonna wake up and you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna drink it, you're not gonna sniff cocaine. So I didn't know I was gonna do it the next day. I was adamant I weren't, and I felt it, but it never used to happen.
Yeah. I probably had them conversations with myself, you know, but by that point, you know, I'm like...
Could that have been me lying to myself then, or...?
Nah, man, because I did the same stuff, you know. I was like probably 12 stone, you know, I looked fucked, you know, like I didn't walk around with my head up because I didn't want to see people looking at me. And I probably went through them stages of being like, yeah, do you know what, man, I can't do this anymore, tomorrow when I get up, man. But at that point, man, I just resided to the fact that I was going to be a heroin addict forever, you know. And even though I looked at my kids and my mum and my partner, you know, yeah, my house, you know, that life just seems like a million miles away now.
I always knew that I was going to get sober though. Always knew. Yeah. I'd be on a session with 10 people in the house, in the kitchen, and they'd all be telling me to shut up. I'm ruining the vibe, because I'd literally tell everybody
I'm going to get clean.
That I'm going to get clean, and I'm going to get out all use clean.
Yeah.
And we've got a problem. And I used to say to them, look at us, we've all got a problem, you've got a problem, and we're fucked. We've all got kids, and they used to hate me for it. Yeah. They used to say I'm dead in the vibe.
On the session?
On the session, mid-session, they say you're killing the vibe. And the reason why I used to go to the sessions again and they'd allow me to do what I'm doing is because I had the gear. Do you know what I mean? So it was either, if we get rid of James, if James is here and we listen to his shit, you know, we can have the gear, and do you know what I mean? He's going to put the party on.
Man, I've gone into like crack houses before now, smoking crack, reading the basic text.
Yeah.
But I could just add this picture then of you like being on the session, being like, yeah, listen, man, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get sober. Ring the man and see where he is. Tell him to fucking hurry up.
I did.
That's the madness, isn't it?
I used to be in tears, you know. Sometimes some people would listen to me and they'd deep what I'm saying, you know, and then we'd be holding hands on the session, we'd be crying while everyone else is raving in the background. So I always knew that this is not me.
I can relate. I can totally relate, man. You know, I'd be wandering the streets of the town where I was using, thinking, "No, man, one day I'm going to change."
Yeah.
Almost like I was just waiting to buy the right winning lottery ticket. Do you know what I mean? Like one day, someone's going to come along, and for me, it's God, you know. And an opportunity is going to come, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to change. And it did, and it didn't come out I thought it was going to come, you know. But it come from another addict who'd gone to rehab. I was desperate for rehab, man. You know, I'd been on TV shows trying to get rehab.
I was desperate for rehab as well. I've come on late nights, Googled it. Too much money, private rehabs, too much money. I even paid, I paid $4,000 for hitting a therapy one time.
Thinking that was sorted?
Thinking it was sorted. It worked for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and I thought, winning.
Did you think the hypnotherapy worked, or do you think that was your, the mind's a powerful thing?
To be fair, I think the hypnotherapy worked because prior to that, I was sniffing 4 or 5 times, sometimes every day.
Yeah.
And the second I paid that money to go and get hypnotised, I went 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Didn't happen. in 10 years.
Yeah.
So it was.
Okay. So
It worked.
Yeah.
I felt like it worked, but when everybody found out that it didn't work, everyone was like, "Oh, you paid all that money and."
Oh yeah, just hating it.
You've been had.
Yeah.
But what they didn't understand is them 2.5 weeks was worth the £4,000 because it was just peaceful, you know. I give my body a rest.
Oh, man.
I give my mind a rest.
I know about that.
I flooded my body with water and food, and there was no guilt for them 2.5 weeks, so it was worth the £4,000.
Came alive again.
Yeah. Had some kind of hope.
Yeah. You think the seed was planted there? Hang on, man. I suppose it just gives you, it just fuels it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like I've had a taste now of what it's like.
This is what I want to do. This is how I want to be.
Now I just need to find out how I maintain that. Yeah, you know, that's kind of what I got from my first stint in rehab. It wasn't a 12-step, but they taught me I could get a day clean, and I could get many days clean. And then 12 steps taught me how to maintain that.
Yeah.
You know, but God, essentially, you know, like there's a power greater than me. You know, Carpenter's Arms in Loughborough, shout out to them because, you know, they give me free shots. And then I went to Jericho House in Derby, shout out to those guys as well. But probably I would say this, but probably the best rehab in the country, man. They didn't give me an inch. You know, like they saw me coming before I was even on the road. You know, man. Yeah, okay, so let's go back to you. So, yeah, when did you go to treatment, or you went to prison, didn't you?
I went to prison.
'Cause that's when we picked when you came out.
Yeah, I went to prison for a night of madness.
Go on, talk to me about that. Say what you can.
So it was just basically I was just wrecked out my head, sniffed up, drunk in a boozer. There was an altercation where I didn't like what happened in the altercation, so I left the pub, carried on taking cocaine and alcohol throughout the night. It was playing on my mind. So I went back to the pub when the pub was closed, ended up breaking in, looking for the person the altercation happened with, which was the owner of the pub.
Right.
And assaulted him.
Okay.
So I ended up getting 4.5 years for that.
So what's that? That's aggravated burglary.
It was initially an aggravated burglary, but they dropped it down to a dwelling, I think it was.
Okay.
And a GBH with intent, was it? I think one of them. So I ended up getting 4.5 years for that. Got remanded that morning.
You've been to prison before?
No, that was my first time.
Okay, so talk to me about that, because I know my first time in prison was like, you know.
Well,
so you're in the sweatbox.
I knew I was going to jail.
Yeah.
From in the police station. I knew there's no bail for this one. Usually I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get bail, and you know I can sort it out. But I knew I was going to jail. So with me, I think if I didn't have a habit, I think I would have been a lot more worried than I was, because I wasn't worried that I was going to jail, because I needed jail, because what I was doing on the outside was I was lost. Do you know what I mean? So I knew I can use this time now to get sober and get myself back to the person I need to be.
Okay.
In a sense, like a rehab. Do you know?
Yeah.
So I just was like, don't bitch about your sentence. This is gonna help you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So something just went in me and said, this is what you need. Yeah. You need this. You can't drink. You can't take drugs. You know, you're gonna get yourself fit physically and mentally. Okay. You're gonna come out the person you used to be 10, 13 years ago.
So, because I remember, you know, my first time in prison. Do you know, man, I was stealing. I got nicked, got bail. But you know, man, I was so relieved to go to jail, just to have a break. Because either old Bill were going to take my door off, people trying to rob me were going to take my door off. You know, man, I was like screwing my door shut, front door shut at night. You know, putting lumps of wood behind, anything I could, man, to stop people coming through. You know, and just the paranoia. you know.
That's what it was like with me. It was peace in there. I felt peace. Like I didn't have to wake up and earn no dough. I didn't have to wake up and I not once did I embarrass myself in jail.
Yeah.
I didn't embarrass myself once, so I wasn't running up and down the rings like a fool, like I was doing in the pubs and the kitchens, like embarrassing myself and waking up with shame. I didn't wake up in shame in jail, but on the outside, I used to wake up with shame every day because of my actions I'd done last night.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you went to prison, you just keep your head down. Did you get a job?
Yeah, I kept my head down and just basically got through my sentence and it. Yeah. Just went to jail and just had a laugh. I had a laugh with the lads. You have a laugh with the lads.
It's the only thing
I don't want to perceive it like it's it's jail's a funny place. Like it's not funny going to jail, but if you want to get through jail, one of the best things to do, get your little friend group and have a crack with the lads, innit? Otherwise it's going to drag the days.
Yeah, it's a lonely place, at night, like I was on single bang up, so it's a lonely place at night, although actually that was quite peaceful.
Yeah, because you don't want to get a cellmate you don't want to get on with.
I had a couple of them.
They're interesting, aren't they? Well, funny enough, you talk about the jail. So, while we're on the subject, 2022, I got locked up. 2023, I got released, and then last week, I was actually in Winson Green working. Yeah. On the wings.
Yeah, we spoke, didn't we?
Which was an experience to be in there. Not even 2 years out of my own sentence, and now I'm in that same vicinity. Yeah. Working.
It's a weird experience going back into prisons after you've been behind a door and working and just essentially having the keys. Do you know what I mean? To go in and out and coming off. Yeah, I was in there once a week, a couple of different jails. I worked in criminal justice once I managed to sort my shit out. And, do you know what, man? I remember going back in there. We did a presentation, because I had some money when I was in Reading, and for rehab. So we were going to take guys out of prison into rehab. So I went there with my manager, and used to be the carrot team when I was in jail, but they changed. Contractors came in, so it was a substance misuse team now. And bear in mind, I was there 10 years ago. The officer that came and met us from the reception, kind of said to my boss, "Oh, you've been here before?" She said, "Yeah." And then he looked at me and said, "Have you been here before?" He was twigging, but he hadn't quite twigged. I'm like 5 to 6 stone heavier at this point. I said, yeah. And then we did this presentation. We had like a large pot of money to send people to rehab. And he must have twigged during the presentation who I was. And he just said, "You've made my day, man. It's nice to see you doing really well."
Yeah.
Because we're talking different, we're moving different, we communicate differently.
That's it. I seen some of the lads that I know when I was on the wing, and they were gobsmacked, to see me in there, like working, because I was a different person before.
Yeah.
A complete different person.
Do you think there's any reform in prison?
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, good answer, man.
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
If the person wants reform, it's there to get it,
And it's like anything really, isn't it? It's like recovery. If you want recovery, man,
there's a lot of things.
You'll get it.
You'll get it.
You'll get clean in the crack house if you want it that bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I know people are in wet houses and they're getting clean. Do you know what I mean?
I think they can do a lot of things different in the prison.
Yeah.
I don't agree with a lot of things with the jails. But if you want to get clean in jail, you can get clean. You can use jail as a rehab, but you can also use a jail as somewhere you can get drugs because it's in there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's in there. Like I could have got drugs, I could have got alcohol when I was in there, but
it ain't worth it, man.
It's not. Nah, you're in a place where you're in trouble. So now you need to use this time, to sort yourself out.
Yeah, I didn't. you know, I just didn't get jail, man. I didn't get why people were happy to be there. I was fucking miserable in jail.
And me?
You know, like bang up was 7:30. I'd kick my door shut at 7 o'clock and put Emma Dale on, man. You know, a single cell on my own. And I just, really, man, you know, I just wanted to be back home.
One thing I can say about the jails, with my situation, how I seen it is when I got out of jail, within 3 weeks, I was back sniffing again and I was back drinking.
Okay.
And I'd put that down to getting left to my own devices.
What, when you come out?
When I come out.
Okay, so what we're talking about then is like a better release program.
A better release program.
It's a good subject.
A better release program, because if I would have got shown the do's and the don'ts, how to do this and how to move properly and some guidance, maybe I wouldn't have, you know, used within them 3 weeks.
I was just thinking about when I come out of prison, you know, like prison's very beige in a sense, is it's monotonous, it's the same routine over and over again, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm released.
But you're sort of forced to move in a certain way.
Yeah.
So you can't really slip. You can, but you can't. I think when you get out of jail, it's just freedom. Too much.
That's what I was going to say. So the environment you come out of jail is very stimulating. It's overstimulating, you know, and it's like, yeah. So I'm just kind of like let loose.
Yeah.
You know, when what I really need is like a soft landing.
Yeah. Like I was on HDC tag.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the situation I'm in now, if I would have come out of jail, like me personally, I got done under the influence of drink and cocaine.
Yeah.
Like I should have had, that would have benefited me to come out of jail and been on one of them drug and alcohol tags, but I wasn't. I was just put on the little grey one, the old school one, for the time, but that would have benefited me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then soon as they would have took that off, I still would have got left to my own devices. So something needs to be put in place where, you know, people are aware what's going to come their way, you know, and what road they're going to take when they do get that freedom, what's possible to take.
Yeah. So when you come out of jail, you know, you just said you used again fairly quickly. How long before you kind of realise, actually, you know what, man, I need to do something about this? Because you've had a taste of, you know.
Within a month.
Okay, so you picked up, and within a month, you're like, okay, this is not the one.
Yeah, because a few incidents happened.
What, old behaviours coming in?
Yeah, old behaviours coming in.
Cool, yeah.
The main one was, the one that I just stopped there and then was, I went to a pub in the local area, just down the road from that pub that I got initially arrested for.
Yeah.
So incident happened, I went home, I got a phone call off one of my pals. What you done last night? You know, I've been getting phone calls about you. The manager wants to ring the old bill on you. He said, I'm going to sort it out for you though. He said, give your head a wobble. He said, otherwise you're going to get took back to jail.
Yeah, yes, recall.
So then my heart's pounding, thinking, fucking hell, 2-year recall for fucking a little bit of bullshit. I've just got out, you know. I'm going to break my son's heart if I go back to jail for them 2 years. I've only been out 3-4 weeks. And then when I put the phone down on my pal, I said, sort that out for me, please. So the old bill don't get involved. And I'll go over and apologise to the owner. He said, yeah, you're sound. But then when I put the phone down on my pal, my son walked in the bedroom and just randomly. And then from that moment, I was like, I'm done.
Okay.
And then since that, I haven't picked up no cocaine since that.
Wow.
It's been nearly 15 months now.
Okay. So then you started to do the fitness, the Soberide fitness.
Yeah.
So just for anyone watching, just it's in that cameraman. So Soberide fitness.
Soberide fitness, yeah.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Okay, cool.
On Facebook. It's just a platform where, you know, I just speak the truth.
Yeah.
Speak about my addiction.
I've seen some of your posts. Actually, they got some hits.
I speak about my addiction, some of the madness, you know, some of the sad times, the good times, and just document my journey. Just document my transition. and just let people, give awareness to people that you can get out of the hole that you're in, do you know, because I was on death's door, you know, I was on death's door. Like, when I say that I was sniffing half ounce in one night, I'm not talking shit. Like, I was sniffing half ounce in one night, you know, so you can get out, do you know what I mean? I know how it is, and I just like to show people that, because the person that I am now is I was embarrassed of telling people that I had a habit, and that's where I think a lot of it goes wrong, because I know there's people out there now that have got habits and they're embarrassed to say.
Shame and guilt.
Shame and guilt. They're embarrassed to come out and say it, but if you come out and say it, you're going to get better. If you keep hiding it, you're just going to keep going and going.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that keeps, you know, I'm trying to work on that humility at the minute, man. And it's like coming at me from all directions, you know. I was walking back from the gym this morning and I was like, what I'm being offered, you know, is opportunities in all directions of my life to practice humility, you know, and I don't like putting my hand out and saying I need help. Do you know what I mean? I don't, you know, I had good clean time and you know, achieved some status, you know, and you know, I had to get up last night and pick a 30-day chip up, man. That fucking shit cripples my ego, and it needs crippling. You know, I need to just.
That's part of recovery, though.
Yeah.
I think when I was documenting my journey and then I had a drink, I felt like I let everybody down. You know, and there was a split second where I was gonna lie to everybody. Yeah. And then I thought, no, I'm gonna keep it real, because this is gonna happen to others. You know,
so did you document that on your?
Yeah, I documented it that I had a slip with alcohol. You know, but it hurt me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've made a slip, but it's part of recovery. You know, because I don't know the percentages, but I can't imagine it's a smooth run for the majority of people that get in recovery
and don't relapse. Yeah, it's 4%.
It's 40%.
4%.
4%.
96% of people relapse.
So there you go then.
And you know.
So
that's. I'm gonna have all the NA bods now.
Yeah. So,
listen, you know, I heard that a few years back. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. I don't care. You know, but that's what I heard. 4%.
So and that's what I thought. I thought, well, I can't just show all the good times on my platform.
There you go.
And not the bad times.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen when they do the same as me, but then when they come to a bad time, they don't know what to do, because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did the same, man. You know, come back from Thailand and posted that, and it's like, it's too late to take it back, and it's more social media's gone mad, because people love authenticity. You know, they go, oh, because no one loves a smart ass. Gets it right. You know, people love to see people and go, yeah, do you know what, me too, man. You know, I get it wrong every single day.
Because there was probably people watching your video thinking they've done the exact same as you. You know, they've done all them months or years, and then they've had a relapse. You know.
Yeah.
And now they can relate to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it is 4% people that don't relapse, can you imagine? There's only 4% people out there that relate to somebody that's just clean, like a clean sheet.
All of a sudden, I don't want to be in the 4%. Seems pretty fucking like come down from up there. Yeah. I'm like happy to be in the 96.
Yeah,
you know,
with the majority.
Yeah, and you know, it serves me all right, actually. You know, to be, because I don't know if you're anything like me, man. Like, you know, at times, you know, pain has been my teacher. You know, because it makes me listen. You know, and when you know, when I'm really hurting, man, that's when I listen the most, and that's when I'm willing to dig a little bit deeper. You know, and that's been at varying degrees in my life. Because, you know, I saw my relapse coming, you know, but didn't have the humility to say to people, you know, I was around people that had long clean time. Some of them I don't think would have helped me, and some of them would have talked down to me. I know others would have said take some time off. I don't know, you know, it's just a story that, you know, maybe they would have all helped me, I don't But I was in that. I talk about this a lot. You know, the emotional, the mental, and then the physical relapse comes after. You know, and then if I use for too long, I'm spiritually bankrupt and I'm going to lose my faith. You know, I was in that emotional, mental relapse for a long time before I picked up, and that was probably more painful. You know, the relapse was like, okay, the first one was soothing. So, that voice in my head just shut up, man. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm like, what have I done? I don't know how it was for you. You know, that, you know, and you just pick up, man. It's like that. Fucking head just goes quiet.
I want to touch on some with my journey and my addiction.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So when I had my little relapse with the alcohol, because I started my journey alcohol free and cocaine free.
Yeah.
But my main priority was the cocaine, you know, because I never used to see alcohol as a drug, you know. So when I got 6 months sober off, it was around about 6 months after cocaine, ended up having a drink. And because the cocaine never come into my head, and I didn't use cocaine, a few weeks after, I thought, well, I can have a drink now because I ain't got the voices. I am not picking up after a drink.
Yeah.
As before, I'd have one beer and I'd be like, I need a line.
Yeah.
Just even half a beer and I'd have it straight away. So I thought, I can drink now without having cocaine.
Do you think you cured it?
I thought I'd cured it.
It's thrown away here, man. I'm special.
And then I sat there and I thought, well, you haven't been bladdered yet. Like, you've had a drink, but you haven't been bladdered.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I need to get control of this now. And because I could get bladdered and end up doing it. So I went to NA. And then when I went to NA, it was strange because I was going to address my alcohol situation, not my cocaine situation, but I ended up in NA because it was in Chardon. And
there's a good meet.
And so I went there and someone done a share and they were saying how alcohol is a drug, and I was just like, wow, I never looked at alcohol as being a drug. Never looked at it as being a drug. So now that's what
so now you just treat you, and I like it, the simplicity of Narcotics Anonymous. I'm just treating one thing. You know, and you know, I always say this, you know, if I turned up at NA, I'm going to get wrapped, man, for promoting NA. Because the attraction right promotion, like, all the old timers will be on my case, but fuck it.
I'll go to AA still though.
Oh yeah, a lot of dropping AA. I've got friends in AA and they hook me up to a good meeting every now and then.
I've done a meeting. It won't have to happen. So I think a guy was coming in to do a share, and someone.
You went in with H&I?
No, I went in with the criminal justice system. I was working in there, going to people's cells and stuff, with my colleagues, and I heard a conversation in the office that I was in, and the sharer let the guy down. The AA sharer for the lads, and because I overheard it, I said, I could do a share for you if you want me to.
Nice.
So I ended up fucking randomly doing a share in the on the wing.
So they would have been H&I for AA, or H&I's hospitals. You know, they take meetings into places where people can't get out. And prison would be one of them. And that's good, man. I love that. So just jump back to the Soberide. Ibs, where are we at with time, mate?
You've gone over about 45 minutes.
All right, cool. Just because you've done the Soberide thing, and that's going well for you. And is that your baby? That's kind of what you want. You're growing it, and you're obviously working whilst you're doing that. Nice, man. And then you've done some boxing recently.
Yeah.
And I came to watch you fight the other night, and man, you can have a scrap. I saw that. Well, you can box. I saw that, and it was nice, man. It was nice, and I just watched from a distance, man. It's funny, you know, because I do the podcast, I do the social media thing, man, but in crowds I'm quite, you know, I'll stand back and watch.
Yeah, it was a busy night, man.
It was busy. There was some heads there.
It was a hectic night.
I just...
everyone turned up.
Yeah, it was good, man. All your family were there. I saw that, man. You know, you've got a big family, and you...
Yeah, man, it was a special night, definitely, and I got the win.
Yeah.
So that makes it that more special.
How did you feel before the boxing? You know, because I saw you before the fight. We got some photos and that, and then you kind of maybe go off to the dressing room and do your thing and get ready. I don't know what it's like, or it ain't like that.
What prior to the fight?
Yeah.
I didn't get nervous until I got through the ropes, and then I felt my heart pounding.
Yeah, because it's real.
Yeah, I felt my heart pounding, and I remember thinking, "Oh, my heart's racing already." I haven't threw a punch yet.
Yeah.
But previously in my fight in 2017,
right, okay.
I was nervous. The weeks coming up a little bit.
Yeah.
But this time, I didn't get nervous.
What do you think that is?
Without sounding cocky,
Sorry.
I've trained like a maniac.
Yeah.
You know, I put everything into it, and I just knew I was going to win. Whoever was in front of me, I was going to deal with. So I didn't have no doubt, and I think nerves come from doubt.
Okay.
When you're fighting in the fighting world, if you get nervous, you must have some kind of doubt.
Yeah, man.
Or you don't believe you think something. But I just knew.
Yeah.
I was confident. I was too confident.
Totally different person from 2017 to 2025.
Yeah. So when I fought in 2017, I come back off a session, pulling my hair out, thinking I need to stop this shit. And I went on the Facebook and it was popped up, enter a fight for 13 weeks and have a fight. So I just entered it off my nut, posted it on my Facebook. Everyone woke up in the morning. I woke up and everyone's like, "Can't wait for you to fight." And I thought, I've got to go along with you now.
Yeah.
So for 13 weeks, I only sniffed and drank on odd occasion.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had something to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I saw you fight, and yeah, man, that was a big moment for you. You know, and I suppose it's like, you know, you get them moments in recovery where you go, yeah, do you know what, man? I've just kicked it up a gear. You know, so what's kind of next? Are you fighting on the same card, same promoter, or are you looking?
Well, I was supposed to be fighting in 9 weeks again on the same show.
Yeah.
But I rang Ginge the day after the fight, and I said, "When's this coming out?"
A couple of weeks,
it'll be alright then. You should have put it out by then. But yeah, so I rang Ginge and I said, because I've just got this new job. You know, I've got 2 jobs now, so I work 7 days a week.
Wow.
So I can't be working 7 days a week and training, so I'm going to give the next show a miss and jump on the one after.
When's the one after?
It'll probably be 12 weeks after. They've got one in 9 weeks, then they'll probably have one 12 weeks after that. So that's the one I'll get on. I need to settle into my new job. Because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too much pressure. Yeah. You got to prioritise certain things. And as before, I would have just been like, fuck it, and overwhelm myself, and then you start eating the bottle and eating the goal.
Yeah. So you're looking at like 21 weeks.
Yeah.
Fight again. That's good. That's like,
I think 9 weeks would have been way too fast for me.
Yeah. You know, he's doing some good stuff. Ginge, you know, like I saw that. I was quite impressed, you know, that he's organised that. And he's a bit of a character as well.
He's a good lad, really good lad.
I tried to get him on the pod, he didn't want to come on.
No.
Nah, he didn't. That was like October. I tried to get Leighton to get him on. And,
I'll see what I can do. I think I've got a bit more pull.
Yeah, well, yeah,
when it comes to Jim, I'll see what I can do for you.
Maybe time it for a release for the same time as a boxing event. I'm not sure if he's a bit loud for me, but so I'm quite quiet. I'll just move a bit quieter. But
you'll be surprised, you know, with Ginge. He's a humble lad. He's a humble lad. If he's not selling something on the Instagram.
Yeah. I suppose, you know, we all play a character.
Yeah. He's a humble lad. He's not like that every day. No, he's really humble.
Okay, good.
He's a chiller. He phones me all the time. Let's go to the spa, and we just relax and just.
Or maybe I've misjudged him.
It's the cameras, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the internet.
Yeah. Well, he must be good at what he does. Then. But, so you're going to fight in 21 weeks, and any idea of the opponent, or does that?
It's that same guy, Scars, the one that got in the ring. The one that got in the ring after. The one that had his shoulder. He pulled his shoulder.
Yeah, so he pulled out, didn't he?
Everyone wants to see that fight. Yeah. You know.
What's the beef then?
There's no beef. There's no.
How come? Because he pulled out and then he was walking around the venue.
There's no.
What's that about?
He must have just thought he has to show face, you know. He's a game young lad, innit? But there ain't no real beef there. He's Ginger's mate. He's one of Ginger's pals. Ginger's got a lot of respect for him. He respects Ginger. The reason why I called him out is because he beat up Bash. I don't know if you know Bash.
I've seen some of Subsy's videos.
Yeah, the bare knuckle boxer. You know, he's past his days now. And Ginger was going to get me a fight as well. But when I seen that Scars' his energy, I like his energy. Do you know, his game? I want to fight. I don't want to fight somebody that ain't gonna bring it to me. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why I called him out. Do you know what I mean? He wants it as much as I want it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna be a good fight.
So what was the reason he pulled out again?
He said he hurt his shoulder.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, it happens. You know.
Yeah.
There's no point going if you ain't fit. If you ain't fit, you ain't fit.
That's it. That's it.
And just thinking about that now, I suppose. Yeah, him showing face. You know. He's okay. I can see.
I believe him. His game, man. Scars is game. He's a game lad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's hurt his shoulder, and he knows that I'm on job. He knows that I've trained hard, so he can't be getting in the ring with me when he's got little niggles and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
There's humility there. You know,
I'm going to take advantage of it.
We mentioned that a few times. Humility. So there's like, do you know what, man? Yeah, I can't do it to the best of my ability now. That's okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, man. Well, listen. You know what? I'm looking forward to seeing you fight again. And
not long. Maybe you can jump on the same card.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's
21 weeks of training. Good to go. You're a big lad.
I don't deal with that side of things, man. Aaron sorts all that out for me, and I'll just go where he tells me to go. But we'll see. Who knows? You know, anything's possible.
Definitely. Test yourself.
I was just thinking. Do you know what, man? Whatever. You know, like I'm. You know what? I say this all the time. You know, my life's got fuck all to do with me, man. You know, I'm in God's hands. When I get involved, it all goes wrong.
But the fight that you fought and the fight that with people with addictions that we fought is a lot harder than getting in that ring for 6 minutes. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. Yeah. And last question, and then we'll wrap it up. The I was just saying the other day. You know, we were chatting, and you know, when you've been to them places, man. You know, you've had to come out of them and fight them battles. Really, you know, boxing is like you can that's transferable, those skills.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, do you know what, man? I've like the biggest fight we've ever had is with
getting out of that hole. Yeah.
With ourselves, man. Do you know what I mean? And,
getting out of that hole.
So that kind of you versus you mentality when you're in the gym.
This is nothing.
It's easy work.
This is easy work. Yeah, bang on.
Do you know what I mean? But Jamie, listen, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
No worries, Dan. Anytime, bro.
Good.